My name's Landon Bateman. I'm from Salt Lake City, Utah, and I'm a motorcycle mechanic. So this is my People's Champ bike. It's a 1951 Pan shovel. The whole idea behind the bike was to have an old school style look with all of the new commodities that I could put on there without taking away from the look of the bike. So the whole bike is meant to be easy to work on, easy to service. If I have any problems, I don't have to do anything too evasive to get into anything. Some of my favorite things on the bike are the bars and the sissy bar. And funny enough, the shifter is one of my favorite things just because it was the first thing that I finished full fab and like metal finish, and I was like, oh my God, like I can actually do this, I can actually finish something. It was one of my favorite parts of the bike. The paint is cool too. Nathan killed it on the paint. It was exactly what I wanted. I basically just said, I want black with flames, do whatever you want, and he nailed it perfectly. Pipes were made here. I basically just took a picture of my bike and drew on it a couple different pipes, and this was the best looking one, and thankfully it doesn't burn my leg as much as I thought it might. So. The tank, I started out with basically a stock tank, stock Sportster tank, and my good friend Pete helped me. We cut 1.5 inches out of the bottom, took about 3/4 of an inch out of the middle, welded it all back together, and then just like everything else on the bike, I added an 1/8 inch lip around the bottom and down the center of the tank to match with the oil bag and the fender. The biggest struggle, without a doubt, was the sissy bar. I think I made at least 5 different ones, and then I ended up, because I couldn't get the bend symmetric in a one piece, so I ended up making 2 pieces and putting a coupling at the top, which actually worked perfectly because then I was able to kind of match the bars to the sissy bar, and I think it turned out super cool. Yeah, first time doing a hardtail, first time building a bike, lots of firsts for me on this thing, so it was a very fun project. I'm very happy to be done with it. Everything. Before I started this bike, I'd never TIG welded, I'd never bent metal, I'd never fabricated anything. So everything you see on this bike was my first time. It usually took at least 3 tries and granted the bike the name the hard way, rightfully so. Yeah, TIG welding, I had a little bit of knowledge just with like MIG welding and kind of messing around with a few different things in the past and a little bit of machine knowledge. But like just a simple thing of bending metal and making it symmetric was so much more difficult than I had ever anticipated it being. It rides great, super nice and smooth. It's my first rigid chopper. I've ridden quite a bit of rigid bikes, but this is like the first one with just a seat pan on the frame. So it's a bouncy ride, but it's super fun. Yeah, good power. I mean, I'm still doing break-in miles on it, so I haven't really gotten to feel it, unfortunately, but it wants to. It wants to see that high RPM for sure. Starts up quick, all good. Like I haven't really had any issues with it. Had a couple oil leaks right off the bat that I was able to fix, and since then it's just been riding good. I'm excited to do some more miles on it. Yes, Rick and the Dirty Rat crew. And then my good friend Pete Watkins helped me quite a bit with the fabrication on the tank and a couple of other things. My friends Rick and Rose down at Legends Motorcycles. And then Jeff Layton and my fiance and family for sure for being very patient and accommodating for me.